Welcome back to the channel. I thought I would try something a bit different. We've got a Mercedes GLC in for a common issue, which is auxiliary battery malfunction on the dashboard. As you can see, that's what we're presented with on the dashboard. We will get it plugged in the diagnostics, see what codes we're getting, carry out some testing and get it sorted. We've plugged it in, and as you can see, we've got a fault code for the buffer battery, which isn't what you'd expect a battery to look like. Look at some values of it, and we are getting 0 volts at the battery. So we've either got a connection issue, a fuse issue, or the battery itself are known to cause lots of issues. So we've got to carry out some testing to figure out what's going on. Okay, we've now made access to the auxiliary / buffer battery. You've got to take your carpet out, under panel off. That cover covers all that electrical works, like a kick plate, and also you need to take your side trim off, which also exposes a small fuse box. And there it is. So we're going to get that unbolted and carry out some tests. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our multimeter. We're clipping the earth to a good earth, which is under there, and then we are going to see if we're getting power to the plug, because the diagnostics said we were getting no voltage to the buffer battery. So we're going to check that, which is the middle pin, and we are getting 12 volts. So now what we need to do is make sure we're getting a good earth. So we'll leave the earth on the earth strap there. We'll check for resistance from body earth to the earth at the battery, which is beeping, so that means it's good. So that would indicate we've got a faulty battery, and this is why diagnostics is so important, because people presume the machine tells us what's wrong with the car, and it doesn't. The computer was saying we're getting no volts at the battery, but we clearly are. So there must be something going on in here which is interpreting that it isn't. So let's get a new one fitted. So let's plug the new one in. Take you back round to the diagnostics. And I've already turned the ignition on the car. We don't want to touch the vehicle. And as you can see, we have now got 11.5 volts, whereas before we were showing 0. So if I go back to codes, that code should now be stored, which it is. So that is fixed. Apart from, we need to put it all back together. Okay, interior's all back together. We are going to start the car, make sure the warning light's gone off. We've seen that we're getting voltage on the diagnostics. Code's gone from current to stored, so we need to make sure it's gone off the dash. Which it has. So what we're going to do now is check the codes again, make sure everything's good. Okay, we've cleared all the codes. We're now checking all control units again to make sure nothing's come back. Quick summary of what's required to do this job? Well, first of all, Mercedes-Benz Star Diagnostics. This is not a cheap piece of equipment. Multimeter, torch, basic socket set, and we gave it a little bit of a vac afterwards, and that's it really. So one diagnosis and investigation carried out. Labour was included in the investigation time because I had to remove the part to test it anyway, so we're already in that realm. So right, this job's all done. Little buffer battery replaced. I'll actually run through what this would cost with us anyway. I'm not talking for everyone. We charge a diagnostics fee of £60 and an hour's labour investigation initially, and that has covered this full job. The diagnosis fee pays for the diagnostic equipment to be used because we have to pay for it on a monthly basis to Mercedes at an extortionate amount of money, and the 1 hour's labour covers up to 1 hour's labour of investigation. Luckily on this job it's relatively straightforward. To do the testing we had to remove the battery anyway, so there's no additional labour to replace the battery. So this job would cost you around £250 for your diagnostics, labour investigation and your part, and that's it. So hopefully it's a bit more educational for people as well of what they're actually paying for when they go into garages, because all you see is a light disappearing off your dash, to be honest. So now I'm going to road test the car, make sure no lights come back, make sure the stop-start works. We carry out a 15-minute road test, a set road test, and then it'll be all done. On to the next one. If you enjoyed this style of video, short and sweet, some common issues, let us know in the comments and we'll look to do some more. Okay, we're back from road test, which went perfect. Stop-start worked absolutely faultlessly all the way around. So now it's time to get the paperwork handed in, get the bill done, the bit everybody hates, and we're going to let you know what the total bill was. And then, right, I think that sums up that video for the buffer battery. See that? Total bill £302, parts, labour, investigation, diagnostics. If you want to see more videos like this of just common issues, even uncommon issues, diagnostics, stuff like that, give us a like, subscribe, leave comments, and we'll see what we can do. Cheers.